Welcome back to Tell Vanessa. I'm your host, Vanessa Cruickshank. So what have we got in store for you? Well, each and every week we cover an interesting topical debate, highlight a community issue or business, and then you tell me your dilemmas. Then we finish with some good musical talent. So for the next 30 minutes, sit back, relax, and enjoy Tell Vanessa. Cosmetic surgeries continue to rise year on year. 2015 and 2016 saw some of the largest increases to date. It's been said that our obsession with celebrity lifestyles, or this social media selfie culture, where everything we do we need to take a picture of, has fueled this increase. However, recent studies have said that body dysmorphic disorder, which is considered a type of mental illness, could be the underlying cause for the rise in cosmetic surgery. So on today's show, we discuss the rise in cosmetic surgery. Is it to do with our obsession with celebrity lifestyles and social media? Could it be to do with body dysmorphic disorder, or just our desire to make perfect the imperfect? Here to discuss on the couch with me this evening is a young man that's had a lot of surgery and is going to continue to have more. Good evening, Bobby.
How are you doing? You all right?
Yes, I'm good. So you're 22 years old. You're very young.
Yep.
Tell me what procedures you've had done.
Starting from the top. I had a rhinoplasty. That was just a slight rhinoplasty, as I say. I had a bump in my nose. I've had my jawline shaved from the left and right side. I've had Botox, lip fillers, liposuction, veneers, and that's about it, really.
Tell me what happened that made you decide, I want to have surgery?
As I say, I just decided to completely reinvent myself. I looked in the mirror, and there was things that I wanted to change, really, you know, a couple of things I needed to do. My children played a huge part of that, the fact that I wanted to reinvent myself also. Of course, there's influences all around us, everywhere you go. You know, there's Botox, plastic surgery, everything.
But you were 18 when you had your first procedure done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
so
turned.
What I'm trying to get at here, Bobby, is did you just wake up one morning, look in the mirror and decide, I want to change how I look?
Yeah, it was literally that.
But nobody really just wakes up in the morning and decides I want to change my appearance. Normally something's happened from before. Tell me a little bit about your childhood then. Why did you think that actually the pictures that we've seen that you weren't happy with?
I'm just ugly, you know. I don't recognise myself from them pictures. I honestly don't remember myself looking back at those pictures.
So I've seen those pictures and I definitely wouldn't say you were ugly.
Okay.
Yeah, you looked fine.
Okay.
Just looked normal. You looked fine and you look normal. So have you heard of body dysmorphic disorder?
I've not, no.
Right. It is considered a mental illness. It's where people have a distorted view of what they look like.
Okay.
Yeah? If a professional came up to you, based on what you've said to me this evening, and said to you, Bobby, you have body dysmorphic disorder, yeah, come and get some support, come and get some help, some counselling, what would you say?
I'd say no, I don't need support or counselling for my procedures, you know.
But you're going to have all of the surgery done?
Yeah.
So do you know about the perceived risks of surgery?
Yeah, as it's explained to you, of course, before surgery is on every case. There's been a case where I have been took into hospital after my lipo. I was basically at home, collapsed on the floor and got took into hospital. I was in there for 2 days, 3 nights. Lost 3.5 stone over the space of that time. And so yeah, in regards to risk, yeah, I completely understand.
And you would still continue to have surgery after that procedure?
Yeah, I have continued to.
But I'm looking at you, you're a very slim guy.
Yep.
Why would you have even had liposuction in the first place?
I wasn't at the time. I had what I would consider a fat stomach.
Now, looking at you now,
yeah.
Do you think you're the perfect weight now?
No, I'm underweight now. I can't put weight on now. Ever since I dropped that 3.5 stone last June, July, I've struggled to be able to keep weight on now.
And that was a result of your surgery, though?
Well, I got took into hospital and with the sickness, I lost 3.5 stone, yeah.
So you said that you want to have a body like Rodriguez Alves.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued by the work that he's had.
He's had over 40 procedures.
Yeah.
He still keeps continuing to have more, and he can't breathe out of his nose.
I feel his pain.
Why do you feel his pain?
I can't breathe out my left nostril either.
Okay.
It's completely collapsed after I had the surgery.
And you would still continue to have procedures?
Yeah. I'd like to get that rectified.
And you don't think that maybe what I talked about earlier, body dysmorphic disorder, is something that you might want to consider going to speak to somebody about?
Not at all. I'm happy in doing what I'm doing.
So when will enough be enough?
I couldn't tell you.
So when are you going to look in the mirror, look at yourself and say, you know what, I'm perfect now?
I think I need a hair transplant.
But you've got plenty of hair.
For my beard, I struggle to grow stubble, I have a couple of bald patches underneath and it doesn't come through here. So I'm hoping to have a hair transplant in the near future.
So basically, Bobby's going to continue to have plenty more procedures.
I'm just going to continue, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming, Bobby.
No problem, thank you for having me.
Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now.
Earlier, I spoke to Dr. Julian Silva, who is a leading cosmetic surgeon with a practice in Harley Street, all about why the rise in cosmetic surgery and about body dysmorphic disorder.
Tell Vanessa, tell Vanessa. Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa.
So what do you think has been the reason that we've seen a steady increase in people opting for cosmetic surgery?
Well, Vanessa, I think there are a number of reasons for that. I think firstly, in the past, very few people were openly discussing cosmetic surgery. Now we see it on television, we see media coverage, we see many celebrities talking about cosmetic surgery, so it's something much more in our minds. The other aspect is our appearance has become more and more important with modern day culture, and whether you're a professional in the workplace and just wanting to look fresh, well, some patients who come to see me are concerned that many of the people around them look younger. Whether you're looking for a partner and there's been something that has bothered you for many years of your life and you just want to refine that one part of your face. And I think the other aspect is technology, and what technology has offered us is there have been huge strides in innovation, and so we're able to give patients treatments now, surgeries, that will give much faster healing.
So what would you say to recent studies that have said that a lot of people opting for cosmetic surgery have body dysmorphic disorder and having surgery doesn't cure that condition?
Well, that's definitely true. And body dysmorphic disorder, what is this? Well, this is a group of people who have a psychological or medical condition where they are obsessed with that part of their body. And so having any kind of treatment, whether it's surgery or non-surgery, is not potentially going to benefit them. And unfortunately, patients don't come with labels, and often patients don't realize that they're suffering with one of these conditions. But to give you an example, the sort of thing that might come up is a patient may come and see me and they're looking for a 1 or 2 millimeter change in a very specific part of their face, yet their whole life is totally obsessed around that. They'll be a person who doesn't go out, they don't socialize, they may not even work. So they have so many things focused on that one part of their body, and clearly surgery is not going to correct that. And often this is a difficult subject to discuss with any patient because often it's not something that they're aware of, but it does mean spending time with each and every patient.
So this is the type of thing that you can actually pick up in a consultation with your client though?
Well, I've given you quite a clear-cut example, but often things are not black and white and shades of grey, and so sometimes it does mean speaking more with the patient, getting an understanding from their general practitioner, and for some patients I personally would see the patient more than once to make sure the surgery is in that patient's best interest.
So what would you say to anyone that actually wants to have a cosmetic procedure done?
So I think when considering having facial plastic surgery or facial cosmetic surgery, the first place is to start with yourself and ask your question, why? What are your indications? Why are you looking to achieve the change? And what are you looking to achieve in terms of your expectations? The other aspect is timing, and if you've just had a life crisis, if you've just come out of a long-term relationship, if you've just suffered issues with your current job, well, these are not the right times to consider having any facial surgery. The best thing is to wait, give a period of time, period of months for everything to settle, and so you're in less of an emotional state, and then consider doing something if you still feel the same way. And the final aspect is research, and we live now in an era where you can look up a lot of information and read about things even before seeing a surgeon or clinician. And so I'd encourage any patient looking to have surgery to do adequate research so you understand what you're getting into. You can get an idea of the expectations from the surgery, you can get an idea of the surgeon that you're going to see, and you can also get a good idea of what questions and expectations you want to discuss with the clinician at that consultation.
Well, thank you for seeing me today, Dr. De Silva.
Thank you, it's been very interesting.
Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now.
We live in a world where through social media we're constantly being judged, where your physical appearance matters more than the content of your heart. But making that decision to change your physical appearance through surgery is something that should always be considered carefully, because surgery is not without its risks. So my advice is to stop, think and consider first, because once you've started, you'll always find something that needs to be changed. And you know what they say? What's done cannot always be undone.
Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now.
It's deliberate sponsors Tell Vanessa. It's deliberate sponsors Tell Vanessa.
Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now.
Each and every week we highlight a community issue or business, and this week our community issue is all about the Brits. The prestigious Brit Awards is taking place in a few days, but last year the Brits was marred with controversy over the lack of diversity and the fact that there were no awards for any black British talent. Here to discuss this, among other things, is a young man who is one of Britain's finest black musical talents. He has had a number of hit singles and has written and produced for legends such as Beverly Knight, Omar, D'Angelo and Lauryn Hill, to name but a few. He's also toured with the likes of Grace Jones. So let's welcome to the studio, Donnie. Hi, Don.
Hey, how you doing?
You good?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
So what do you think about my opening statement in terms of the lack of diversity at the Brits Awards?
I think it's terrible, personally, because, you know, every year we're trying to spot the black, and considering how much we've contributed to, you know, the music industry as black people, it's terrible.
Well, we know we've got a wealth of talent in this country.
We've got so much. Yeah.
But you never hear about any of them receiving awards.
Well, that's the thing, is like, you know, normally when it's not award time, we're all over the telly. As soon as award time comes, you're like trying to spot us, man. It's crazy. So, independence the way forward, man.
I would like to see the likes of you receive an award. You've made a tremendous contribution to the black British soul music industry. And you were like 19, weren't you, when you signed to Island Records? Yeah, when we first signed to Island, I was like 19 years old, green, and, you know, want to be a pop star and all of that. But you brought out your debut then, Unbreakable.
Yes.
And that's considered an actual anthem. Everybody has that in their collection. So how did you know that you wanted to get into music?
It started from sort of childhood, really. When I was 5, my dad, well, I'm the son of a preacher man, so we didn't have TV till I was 10 years old. Age 5, I think, in fact, when I was 3, my mum bought me a drum kit, and I was to bash that, and then I broke all the skins, apparently, and the sticks. And then my dad brought a guitar when I was 5 years old home, and I learnt to play that. And the rest is history, really. I used to go to bed with a little transistor radio, listening to Marvin and Stevie and Al Green, and, you know.
So like music's in your blood.
It's in the blood. It's in the family. I used to jam with my cousins at Christmas. One of them's called Beverly Knight. So she used to sit at the piano, and we used to do Whitney Houston covers and stuff.
But how did you actually start in the industry?
Well, I kind of started. I joined a group called Old Land Montano in, like, gosh, 86, 87.
Wow, okay.
And that was kind of my introduction into, you know, record companies and how it all works and everything. And then from then onwards, I was like doing my demos and stuff like that. I used to work with a guy called Sean Oliver, who wrote Wishing Well for Terence Trent D'Arby.
Okay.
And
I remember that.
yeah, and that's kind of how he took me under his wing and kind of that's how I got into the whole game, really.
It's been said that the black British music industry is actually dying, but I think with social media, now that you can actually bring your music direct to the customers, we should be having an explosion of musical talent in this country.
Yeah, we should. I think there is. There's a quiet storm happening. It's bubbling, and it will sort of rise to the top. And like you say, with technology these days and the way things are now, you can just cut out the middleman and go straight to your audience, your target audience.
And that's what people are doing.
And
they need
that's
to do
exactly
that,
what people are doing. I mean,
and you're
like
doing
me
that.
now, I'm like long in the tooth now, so that's kind of my route. I wouldn't really sort of be trying to go to a record company and get a deal anymore. It'd be nice, but at the same time, you don't need that because, you know, they're just a bank, really, so.
So you've worked with a number of talents like Beverly Knight, Misha Paris, Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
If you could work with anyone in this industry, dead or alive, who would it be?
I'd have to say dead Michael Jackson and dead Prince.
But why? Why Michael Jackson first?
I just thought there was a certain magic Michael had that's missing from the music industry today, even now. I mean, they got great artists now, but whatever Michael had is like, you know, it's rare, and I think that's what it's about, that kind of, you know, the music, the dance, the whole entertainment side of it. And then Prince, because he's just like amazing guitar, you know, amazing
But some of his
musician.
songs were like amazing as well. There's some tunes that you just hear and you're like,
Yeah. And what I loved about Prince in the beginning as well is that he sang and played everything on the album, on his tracks, and then he raised everything straight afterwards. So that was it. It was just a one-take thing.
Yeah.
And also Stevie Wonder as well. So
Stevie Wonder, and he's still brilliant. He's just amazing.
He's the master.
So you were really busy last year. You toured with the British collectives. You went all around the world.
That's right, yeah. We kind of came together. I did an album called Little Star, and I was looking for some heat for this album. So I thought, let me call up Junior, because every time I see Junior out, we always talk about, everybody should get together and just do a song. So I said, Junior, I've written this song called Spiritual. What do you say, mate? Come down to the studio. He came down, he heard it, he loved it. He rang up Carl McIntosh.
Okay.
I called Omar, we called Rick Clark, we called Paul Johnson, we called Noel McCoy.
And you kind of all just got together.
Yeah, and then the British Collective was born there, and we've got an album out called The Renaissance Begins. Which done pretty well for us, and we're going to be touring that this year and stuff. So
but you've also done a single with Rick Clark, haven't you?
And I've worked with Rick Clark as well, who didn't want to be part of the British Collective because he's Rick Clark. He's one of the original soul boys from the UK. So I did a track with him called "Don't Keep Me Waiting," which has been, I think, his biggest sort of street soul tune since "I See You Along the Way," I think. So I'm just trying to sort of, you know, revive the old cats and bring up the new cats. It's just, you know, keeping the music alive, watering the garden, really.
What can we expect from you then, 2017? Because you've already got a sold-out gig happening in January.
Right.
What else?
Hopefully more sold-out shows, more music. I'm dropping a free EP as a thank you to, you know, supporters for just supporting me over the years, so you can have something for nothing.
Okay.
And also, I think I'll be probably pushing a pram around some part of this year as well, because I'm going to be a daddy,
Okay.
so that's going to be different. And
congratulations.
Thank you. And more Grace Jones.
So you're going to have a really busy year.
Yeah, really busy year. Touring with Grace, touring with the baby, touring with the British Collective.
Yeah.
You know, so it's going to be an interesting year.
So are you going to perform for us later in the show?
Yes, sir.
Brilliant. Thanks for coming,
No
talking
worries,
to me.
man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now.
So this is the part of the show where you tell me your dilemmas, I tell you what I think, and then we take it to the streets. The first dilemma this evening is from a lady called Rebecca. My father-in-law is 83 and has come to stay with us. I live with my husband and our 3 kids. My husband works most of the day and I stay at home. My problem is that whenever I'm alone with my father-in-law and my husband's not around, he's always accidentally touching me. He acts like his hand slips or he slides past me. At first I thought it was an accident, but it keeps happening way too frequently. I spoke to him about it and he looked at me bewildered like he didn't understand. It's gotten to the point where I hate being around him and I hate being in the house. What do I do? My husband loves his dad being around. How do I deal with this situation?
Tell Vanessa, just tell Vanessa now.
Simple. Tell your husband that you're having problems with your father-in-law being around every day, that you're finding it stressful. My advice is there's no point in keeping silly secrets from your husband. Just tell him how you feel. I'm sure he'll understand. I know you're worried about how your husband's going to take it, but he will get it. I'm not saying get rid of your father-in-law. Please, no. Just work something out with him. So he's not in the house with you all day. Maybe a social centre or something like that. But remember, this is your house and no one should make you feel uncomfortable in your own home. So open your mouth and talk. But like I say, this is just my advice. Let's hear what they say on the streets.
Should talk to the husband about it, and then they both need to talk.
Personally, I think if your father-in-law's touching you inappropriately, you need to talk to your husband about it.
I think you should feel comfortable in your own home. So if he's being inappropriate to you, you need to tell your husband.
And then, if that doesn't work, maybe speak to your father-in-law. I know you feel like maybe a little bit scared to speak to him, but maybe just tell him because he doesn't know what he's doing is wrong. So that's what I would do.
It's not technically your problem, it's your dad's problem, and you don't want to feel uncomfortable in your own home.
So it's up to you whether you take our advice, but as they say, a problem shared is a problem halved. So if you've got a dilemma, email us here at dilemma@tellvanessa.com. So we've come to the end of the show. I hope you've had fun. I'd like to thank all our guests and thank you for sending in your dilemmas. So you saw him on the couch with me earlier. Now he's going to perform for us in the studio. One of Britain's best musical talents in the business, Donnie.
So you love the things I wanted, you know I feel for you, you feel for me. It's all of the things we wanted to be, and it feels so right. Yes, it does. You in my life, I did. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yo. And so many times, so many times. I said, girl, I've been thinking. I think to myself, lady, I don't wanna be no one there. Said, and I made my mind up. I made up my mind to keep my heart strong and make it unbreakable. Said, I made my mind up, yeah. To keep my love strong and just and make it unbreakable. Said, ooh, baby, you look at me once, look at me twice. Said, ooh, lady, those eyes are so nice. I can't wait to touch you right there. I know you wanna touch me right here. And it feels so right with you. My dear. Yo, and so many times, baby. So many times. Say, girl, I've been thinking. I think to myself.